Well, ladies and gentlemen, nothing pleases me more than to see the total repudiation of the arrogant liar-in-chief Barack Hussein Obama. In the latest development, and this is something that has been trending for a while, record 27 million guns bought in 2016. Driven by terror threats and a potential Hillary Clinton administration, sales of guns in America soared to record levels in 2016, according to the FBI. This is also a direct response to the Obama administration. And let's not forget about that little dandy that was the government sit-in for gun control. Ooh, a bunch of little babies sitting on the floor of the government protesting guns. You'd never seen anything like it. I wonder how they feel about this. 4 million more guns were sold this year than in 2015, and nearly double the amount that were sold during Obama's first year in office. Sales hit record levels for 19 months in a row. Barack Obama has often been referred to as the gun salesman in chief. Wow. Nice try, Barack Obama. I guess you failed on that again. Now, here's another thing that Obama is failing on: fake news. Italy's populist leader. Public should decide whether news is fake. First of all, I just want to give a round of applause because that is exactly how it should be. Beppe Grillo, founder of the anti-Euro movement, lashed out at print and TV journalists, accusing them of fabricating news. He said newspapers and television news programs are the biggest manufacturers of fake news in the country, with the aim of ensuring those who have power to keep it. Wow, wonderfully said. Now, I don't necessarily agree with how he thinks the fake news needs to be handled. He kind of wants to have a consortium of civilians decide. No, I just say the end user decides. Do your own research, find out the facts for yourself. And for the most part, people who look into that realize what the fake news is really quick. But I do think that the populist leader out there in Italy is cued in to the populist movement, which is we'll decide what's fake news, not the government. Now, what leads to 200,000 protesters expected for Trump's inauguration? Well, it's fake news, all the fake news about Trump. But here's the deal. 200,000 protesters are expected for Trump's inauguration. As many as a fifth of the expected 1 million visitors will be in town to protest the president-elect. The organizers of the Women's March protest officially reported to the National Park Service they are expecting 200,000 people at their event. The demonstration is intended as a way for people to come together in solidarity to express to the new administration and Congress that women's rights and human rights and our power cannot be ignored. Well, why don't you ask the women who voted for Donald Trump? I think you could say they're the smartest women on earth. They beat the propaganda. They beat the conditioning. They beat the divide and conquer. But again, and I'll get more into this in a minute, but what rights are being hindered here just by Trump getting voted in? I think they're a little confused by that, but we will be in DC for the inauguration. It's going to be absolutely wild. I don't want to confront all of these protesters in the streets, but if that's what they want to do, I will be there to do it. Now, here is a statement that came from on behalf of the 200,000 women that are expected to be protesting for Trump. From Tamika Mallory: we plan to make a bold and clear statement to this country on the national and local level that we will not be silent and we will not let anyone roll back the rights we have fought and struggled to get. Again, what rights are you talking about? What rights have you lost? You cannot cite one. How about the right to vote? Oh, you mean like all the women that voted for Donald Trump? I've never seen anything, I think, more ludicrous than these people who are being triggered by the mainstream news and the virtue signaling without any fundamental reasons for their protest to go out and protest. So we're going to see how many people actually make it out there. You know, I don't want to characterize or attack these women, but you can see the difference between the women that didn't vote for Trump and the women that did vote for Trump just by how they conduct themselves in the conversation. But we'll have to illustrate this again, apparently, during the inauguration. Lindsay Shriver, a 27-year-old former pastry chef who is now an at-home mom in Ohio, says she was offended this election cycle by Trump's rhetoric, which she characterized as hateful and misogynistic. Oh my gosh, that's not what the fake news wants you to think. She said, I realized that being a feminist, oh boy, in my own personal life wasn't going to be enough for my daughters. Wow. You realize that being a feminist is not enough for your daughters. Have you tried being a mother? That might be where you want to start. But there's this weird dynamic going on with the social justice warriors where they think that the way they succeed in life is just to complain and virtue signal all day long. And that's just not the case. Feminist icon Gloria Steinem had recently signed on as a co-sponsor, and celebrities like Amy Schumer, Samantha Bee, and Jessica Chastain say they plan to attend as well. Wait a second, Amy Schumer. Weren't you supposed to leave? Weren't you supposed to leave the country? Get out. Feminist scholars say the march reflects an emerging view of feminism that is less defined by reproductive issues such as birth control and abortion, more about the challenges faced by women intersect with those encountered by African Americans, gays, and immigrants. Exactly. They're co-opting all of these poor souls, all of these people who have been virtue signals. They're trying to co-opt them all together and get them to hate whatever the establishment wants them to hate in a strange pop culture, social justice warrior, virtue signaling movement. It's quite crazy. That's not the only protest we're going to see. Pro-pot activists to light up 4,200 free joints during Trump inauguration speech. The DC Cannabis Coalition has named their event Trump 420, and apparently they're going to be smoking marijuana, passing out marijuana joints all during the Trump inauguration. So that should be interesting to see as well. I guess weed is legalized out there. So we'll be monitoring those protests as well. Now, Chrysler has just unveiled a selfie-taking concept car. How do you like that for a concept? A car that takes selfies. What do millennials want from car? Selfies. Features based on 20 years of research into exactly what millennials want from a car has decided they want selfies. They want plug-in ports for the mobile devices for every passenger in the car. They want to be able to take a photo of everyone riding in the car and then have it go directly to their social media accounts. A shared display screen on the van ceiling allows occupants to put together a combined playlist with the tracks from all the occupants' personal devices. Boy, you got all these bells and whistles. I hope they don't forget to put in a wheel or an engine because this is supposed to be a car. Now, more on the technological front, anti-surveillance clothing aims to hide wearers from facial recognition. This is actually kind of cool. Facial recognition technology is something that has kind of been a pet peeve of mine. I think it goes on more than people are aware. Hyperface project involves printing patterns on clothing or textiles that computers interpret as a face to fight back against intrusive technology. As Amazon scans faces in a physical shop and Facebook searches photos of users to add tags to, not to mention Snapchat, and they want to do this at ball games now too. Those concerned about their privacy are fighting back. Berlin-based artist and technologist Adam Harvey aims to overwhelm and confuse these systems by presenting them with thousands of false hits so they can't tell which faces are real. This is the Hyperface project. I'm going to be honest. I think I'm going to get myself a Hyperface hoodie, clothes. Maybe I'll wear one on air. Maybe I can somehow incorporate that into the news industry so that we can't have our facial recognition technology overtake us. And to close out this segment, 49ers give Colin Kaepernick the 2016 Inspiration Award. Colin Kaepernick was awarded the team's Inspirational Award. You know, I'm not going to sit here and bash Colin Kaepernick on his politics or his thoughts or his protests. I just think, you know what? I'm going to give him an award because congratulations, Colin Kaepernick. You are the worst quarterback in 49ers history because you just went down as the quarterback for the worst team in 49ers franchise history. So congratulations for being on the worst team, quarterbacking the worst team in franchise history. Some people might just call that karma, but apparently it's inspiring to protest now. More specifically, it's inspiring to not stand during the national anthem. So congratulations to the whacked out 49ers who just had the worst season in their franchise history for awarding Colin Kaepernick the Inspiration Award. Quite shocking. What is going to be considered inspirational in 2017?
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. If you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.